Hello.
Hey,
How you doing? How you doing?
well, thanks. How are you?
Awesome, awesome. So where are you right now? You're 3 hour time difference. Where are you?
I'm in Washington State.
Washington State. So I logged on at 12. I was like, oh no, I was like, I didn't realize we were 3 hours apart. Washington.
I was still sleeping. I was fast asleep around that time.
Also great. Thank you for coming to the bookstore. This is awesome. Introduce yourself. Let them know who you are.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for inviting
Of
me.
course, of
I
course.
majorly appreciate that came out of nowhere. So that was like, oh, okay. And so thank you so much. I'm Lavinia Lassani, and I moved to the US about 6 or 7 years ago.
hmm
Might be 8.
Okay.
I'm not sure anymore. I stopped counting after the 6 years.
Okay.
Uh, I'm originally from Mauritius Island. You might
You know
not
what you
know
have
where
for
it
some
is.
reason you have something like a little Trinidad thing going on. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not from there. It's Mauritius. It's like, do you know where it is?
I don't. I don't.
The, most people around here don't.
Where's that?
It's do you, so Africa,
Okay.
way like the southeast.
Mm,
Yeah, I think it's southeast to southwest of Africa.
okay.
Way down. It's a very small island. It's like a
Wow.
dot on the map
Wow. Wow.
of the world. So yeah, I moved down here and then I started publishing 2 years after I moved here, I think.
Okay.
But I started writing when I was about 13.
13. Wow.
Yeah,
Oh wow.
I started writing for myself about 13, and then a few months afterwards, I published my first novel, which is the Tame series.
hmm
But back then, the first novel was called Taming Angel.
Got you. Got you.
So I published on Wattpad. That was the first novel I published. Uh,
What year are we talking? What year is this?
we are talking when I was 13,
Wow.
whichever year that was.
Wow.
So yeah, I published there. I got a lot of reads and views and comments.
Give
So
us the
that
year.
was like, oh,
What year? What year? What year?
oh, true. We are in 2021. Uh, 2011, I think.
Wow. So you published your first
I
novel
um
when you were 13?
Yeah, because I moved here in 2014 and I was 16.
Wow. Wow.
So backtrack 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 2013 on there.
Amazing. Amazing.
So yeah, I moved and then I published on Wattpad, which is a free platform. I love it because this is where I started
Yep.
and readers get to comment on it. So I'm very faithful of where I came from. So I keep publishing on there and it's like a free reading platform. So
Got you.
I'm publishing now. People have to buy my book and
Yes.
that's where I'm going. But I started with those readers and they are my fan base
Okay.
and they are my family. So I'm still publishing the series there, but I re-edited it,
hmm
and now the first book is called The Spy Within, and the second book is called Unmasking.
Got you.
It's still following the same storyline, just better and less of a, I would say, teenager writing, because
Got you.
my English is not my first language
hmm
because it's Creole. English is my third.
Got you.
So, but I learned English throughout my school years, just never spoken it
Got you.
until I was like 16. That's when
Wow.
I first came into the United States and I was like, poof, now how to start speaking English. That's new.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
But
Well,
yeah, so
you're doing a good job. You're doing a good job.
thank you. Had to work a lot on those, but yeah. That's where I came from, and that's where I'm going. Planning, I'm planning to publish my third book of the series uh, by the end of this year, but that's just my planning.
Okay.
I'm actually currently a student of psychology I'm doing my undergrad in a university in London. So I'm kind of like trying to finish my BSc first, and then after I'm done, I can concentrate on publishing the third book this year because it's my final year. I want to get that done.
Nice.
Then I told all my readers I was gonna work on the third book, and I've done one chapter so far since the year started.
And how many chapters do you think there's going to be in the book?
In that one, the previous chapter I think had 30. The previous book has 30 chapter. Let me check. It depends on the previous book, basically. Okay, the previous book this one had 34 chapters.
Wow.
So the next one too, I'm guessing is going to have 34 or maybe a bit more. I'm not sure yet. So what I'm doing is I already wrote the story from when I started on Wattpad. So I already have like a rough draft of what I want.
Gotcha.
So when I'm going to be compiling everything, I'm going to see how much chapters I get.
Gotcha.
Because I'm planning to have at least 5 books from the Tame series.
So as far as, being 13, what inspired you to start writing?
Like most writers, I was in a bad place. And I got my first laptop, I think, when I was 12. And then I started reading on Wattpad.
Okay.
And I got one of the authors there that pitched me an idea of their book. And then I was like, if this person from this country is able to pitch me an idea of a book that he's going to write, maybe I can do the same, because I was reading and then I found myself in that fictional world. I found myself enjoying it. It was my escape from my world, and it got me to discover more because, like I said, I was in a very small island.
Gotcha.
Not very much exposure from the outside world because we're very, in comparison to other countries, we're still a bit behind in most stuff, and we're advanced in other stuff.
Gotcha.
So there's that comparison there. So I got into reading, and then I got into, like around the same time, I got into music, like listening to music. I don't make music. I'm not that talented. But I got into listening to music. I believe my first singer that I really enjoy was Enrique Iglesias.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I got into listening to his music, and I was reading and listening to his music, and then something happened there because his music touched my soul in like a very deep level. So while I was reading and listening to his music at the same time, something happened. And I was like, I've got an idea. Let me write that down. And I started writing it down, and I started writing about some stuff that was happening to me because I couldn't speak it. I have a very hard time speaking my emotions.
Yeah.
So I started writing that down, and I started writing my idea, and the Tame series came alive.
Nice.
And that was it. That's how I started writing, and then I put it on Wattpad because there were similar stories. I won't say like similar storyline, but like I saw a lot of stories that people wrote that had the grammar-wise and vocabulary-wise was not as good. So I was like, if they can write and they're getting views and readers and comments of other readers appreciating what they're writing, even though the grammar is horrible for some of them. I'm not judging because my grammar is not the best.
Yeah.
Because I have to use like Grammarly and words and stuff like that to get my grammars corrected, and even then, it's not perfect.
Yeah.
So, but for those writers who've written with a bad grammar, I'm like, you're an inspiration on your own because you've taken the chance to write your stories to the world. You're young, you might be young, you might be old, whatever you are, or whoever you are, you've written a story. And that on its own is a great thing. So
Yeah.
I took my
It takes a lot
inspiration.
of confidence. Yeah.
It takes a lot of confidence, especially if you're young.
Yeah.
I mean, a young person writing a story it takes a lot because there's so many things, so many people judging you. And if you're a young person and writing and even being successful, there's people that's going to be out there and telling you you cannot do that. You're too young, and you don't even get the respect because you're too young.
Yeah.
If you're too young, you don't get the respect. If you're too old, you don't get the respect. So it's like at an age where you have to be. And so I was just like, you've written it. Whatever your grammar might be. I'm not God. I'm not perfect. So I was like, if you can do it, I can do it.
Love it.
And then at the same time, I was like, the Enrique's music was just like, in a way, he pushed me too.
Yeah.
Even though he doesn't know me, but I thought his music gave me a lot. Like I began with just reading and his music. This is a combination that got me going.
Yes.
And then my readers on the other hand. I love my readers from Wattpad because the best thing I love from that is a comment section. Because people get to comment throughout the chapters.
Yes.
So like if you write a phrase they find funny, they comment on it. And that's the best thing about a writer when you have a comment on a particular phrase from your readers or just sometimes you have Easter eggs, or sometimes you just have things you've written that only you understand, and then out of nowhere, some of your readers just like they are in the same wavelength as you. It's not all of them; it's just like a particular reader that gets into the same wavelength as you, and it's just like, oh, I've found somebody that's in the same wavelength as me, and that's great. That's the main reason I write, is because I get to give someone a world to get lost into, just like I got lost into so many writers' work. I'm just gifting them that, so that the world is a very negative place sometimes. So getting lost in writing, in literature is a great thing. So that's just me. Basically, my whole purpose is writing something and writing the world I want, create the world that I want, or like a storyline that can give someone a world to get lost into, to relax, to just be, and instead of thinking and overthinking and just just getting lost in that loop of darkness, of negativity, to just get all of that away from you and just get lost in that moment.
So you have 3 books, right?
I currently have 3 books, yes.
3 books. I would love for you to read a couple of pages or 1 page of one of your books. Anything you want.
I could potentially, I could read this one from the second book, because this one, I just released this one in October of last year.
Yeah, just tell us what it's about, and you can do a little reading from it.
Okay, so Unmasking is basically the second installment of the Tame series, and it follows the story of Phoebe Smith, a ferocious spy, where we discovered, or actually we go through her path to see to what extent she will go to protect her secrets when it's tested, when she accepts her boss's friendship, a friendship that was never supposed to exist. So the entire series is basically about Phoebe Smith and her secrets, the darkness in her life, and her relationship with her boss.
Awesome.
So, yeah. So the first book was just about. Sorry, you were saying something?
No, I was saying I can't for you to read. I want to hear something.
Okay, I'm just saying the first book was just about us me introducing Phoebe Smith to the world, and then just like how her relationship and chemistry is with her boss, and how she have to try not to kill him because she's forbidden to kill that particular person. There's a reason why, which I cannot tell you because it's gonna come afterwards in the next book, I believe, if it's not already in this.
Okay.
So that's basically the whole concept of it. I actually haven't read this book at all before the early one, because like for this one I had a live launch at the public library in Arlington, where I am at. So for this one, I actually haven't touched it since I published it.
Right. So, take it away.
I'm just gonna have to find something for you here.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just gonna read from. I open at chapter 11, The Beauty of Payback. So I'm just gonna read it. So that's where I opened the book.
I love it.
Okay, so let me know if my accent is too thick when I'm reading it.
No, I do.
Because that can happen. Okay, so stepping out of the wardrobe in the safe wrap of my clothes, I glanced at the clock hanging on my wall. Gosh, I all but screeched. What's wrong? Bouncing off the bed and rushing to my side in a blink, Frederick inquired with worry laced in his tone. It's already 9 o'clock. Doing my best to not be thrown by Frederick's sweet reaction and genuine concern for my sake, I evasively stated. See, some word, I write it, I don't know how to pronounce. But, okay. So, not understanding what the big deal was, Frederick looked at me for an explanation. Follow me, if you want to know, but put a shirt on. Smiling at what I was about to do to my sweet son, I exclaimed to Mr. Distraction. Payback time was here, baby. I didn't want to hear you complain about my half-nakedness a few minutes ago. Actually, he said, I didn't hear you complain about my half-nakedness a few minutes ago. Advancing towards me with a goofy smile, Frederick gestured. A splash of blush creasing my crease. Shut it! I sheepishly uttered. I'm off to the kitchen. Join me if you want. You might be of some help. You know, I will do anything for you. With a wink, and his award-winning smoke hanging on his face, Frederick mused. Sure. Walking down to the kitchen, with a devilish plan concocting inside my brain, I tried not to overthink Frederick's words. Filling up 3 glasses of cold water, I picked up 3 aspirins from the open medicine box on the counter, figuring Frederick used his medicine box rather than the one by my bedside. Willing myself to stop ogling at his muscular self, I cast my concentration on the love bite his shirt was unable to cover. Do you want me to continue?
That's you know what, that I love. You can stop right there. That was awesome. Good job. Good job.
I feel like this was a good one to choose because like this one basically gave a glimpse into Phoebe's and Frederick's. Frederick is the main character, the second main character. Gave a glimpse between their relationship after or like right before she accepts his friendship. Because like this is basically giving a chemistry between them, and if like anyone who reads book 1, they will understand that Frederick basically have a crush on her executive assistant, which is Sylvie Smith. He doesn't know she's a spy. For all he knows, she's the executive assistant of his company. who he is not allowed to fire. He doesn't know why, because when he first started, he wanted to fire her, like for like a whole year, but he is not allowed to do so. At the same time, Phoebe is not allowed to kill him. So there's this dynamic here.
All right, this is going to have to be like a series on Netflix or something. I don't know.
I hope so one day.
You never know. You never know. All right, so
you never know. Yeah.
This was so awesome. Just let us know again the 3 books and where we can get it. Love to support.
So the first one is The Spy Within.
Okay.
And the second one is Unmasking. Both are part of the Tame series. And the third one is Affair of the Heart. Okay. Give me a sec, I'll bring the book towel. Okay. Yeah. I forgot to do so. Excuse me. Yeah, so that's the first one. This is the first book I published hard paperback.
Okay, awesome.
And then The Spy Within was the first book. Most people confuse these two, but this is the first book I published on. And then you can find all those on my website, laviniadasani.com.
Okay. Awesome.
You can write it or something like that.
Definitely.
And then you will find links to Amazon, so you can find all 3 books on Amazon, Kindle, Smashwords, and like Kobo, Nook, Barnes and Nobles, and then Wattpad.
Awesome.
And on Wattpad, it's free. So if you're using phone, you will have ads, but like I said, I went back to my roots.
Yeah.
I had to give them it for free because these are my family. And then as far as The Spy Within go, if you go on Smashwords, it's on a pay-as-you-want basis. So some people just take it for free. Some people give me as much as they want. Some $1, $2, whatever much. And if I don't have the exact number in front of me, I know the whole community of authors knows the amount of their book. My mind is just so buzzing with things. I don't remember things quite clearly. So as far as I remember, the paperback are $20.
Okay.
And then the not paperback, the hardcovers are $20. The paperbacks are $16 or $17. And then for this one, the Affair of the Heart, I know it's cheaper. I know this one, the paperback might be $40. Because this one was my first book, so I made this one cheaper.
Thank you.
So that's
so
where
much. Thank you so much, Lavinia Dasani. Just one more thing, if you can just tell, express anyone that's working on a novel right now that's kind of like, they don't know what the next step to go. Any confidence you can give them as far as mastering and finishing that book?
I can, because I'm going through that process myself with my third book. Because I'm like, I don't want to do that anymore. It's not like I don't want to do it. It's just like I don't have the energy right now to do it. So what I would say to those people is basically try to take a break. Go read somebody else's book.
Gotcha.
And be in their world. Talk to those people. If you are into movies, go watch a movie. Better yet, watch a movie that revolves around your story.
Gotcha.
Like revolves around the same thing. If you're writing detective books, go watch a detective movie. Murder book, go watch a murder movie. Whichever, go watch a movie that's in the same theme, because that will not only give you more ideas, but it will also keep your mind going around the same theme. And who knows, maybe when you're watching, you get a new idea that will make your book so much more better. And it's sunny right now. I don't know where you are, if it's sunny in your region.
The sun is teasing us right now, but it's chilly.
Today's Christmas. Yesterday it was sunny. So any writers out there, if you have the sun, go outside, go take a walk. If you're near water, go by the water. If you're like, for me, what most people doesn't know is water is me. I like water. This is where I get most of my relaxation because I think it's because I'm from an island.
Yeah.
I spend most of my days by the beach.
Yeah.
The beach was like 30 minutes away from me, so
Yeah.
30 minutes by car at least.
Yeah. No, I'm right by the water. I can't go too long without just like zoning out and just looking at it. You know.
See, yeah, zone out into the nature. That's the best remedy. Zone out into the nature. Talk to other authors that are positive minded.
Yeah.
Who's gonna give you more advice on what you can do. I would say just if how the mind works is if you are concentrating on something else, you're gonna get ideas on the one that you actually want.
Yeah, I love
The
that.
more you concentrate on the problem, the more it's gonna get cluttered.
Yes.
That's how it is.
Love that. I love that. All right, so we had Lavinia Dasani. Thank you so much. When the next book comes out, we'll do another interview. All right, this is great.
Okay, I'll let you know if it comes out in October this year. I'm hoping.
Sounds good.
Okay, thank you so much for having me.
So much. This is awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can forward this into my page.
Yes.
I have to learn how to do that.
I'll send you the link and everything. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so
Have
much.
a good day.
You too. Enjoy the day.
You too.